I knew this was coming. I'm not surprised. But we need to be honest about what happens next.
Right now, Benzino is lying in a hospital bed, staring down the possibility of multiple surgeries. Doctors are talking about repairing damage to his arm, shoulder, elbow, and possibly even his neck. Yet the most explosive part of this story is not the injuries. The real chaos began the moment Benzino allegedly picked up the phone and called the one person he believed should handle the bill, his own daughter, Coi Leray. And according to people close to the situation, that conversation did not go the way he imagined. When Benzino reportedly demanded that Coi step in and cover the medical costs, insiders say her reaction came with a cold laugh and a blunt refusal. Absolutely not. That single response reportedly lit a fuse that turned an already messy family relationship into a full-blown public meltdown. Now here is where the story takes a darker turn. Benzino did not end up in the hospital because of a simple accident or a random street incident. According to his own version of events, the situation exploded during a chaotic confrontation involving his baby mother, Althea Hart, and her friend, rapper Diamond. What began as a heated argument reportedly spiraled into a moment that left Benzino seriously injured. He claims that during the chaos he was struck by a car, leaving him with injuries so severe that surgeons are now preparing for multiple procedures just to repair the damage. Arm, shoulder, elbow, possibly the neck. The kind of injuries that leave doctors shaking their heads and asking how someone even walked away alive. But insiders are whispering something even more embarrassing behind the scenes. According to people close to the hospital situation, the delay around the surgery may not be about scheduling or medical concerns at all. The real problem, they claim, is money. Benzino allegedly cannot afford the surgeries he now desperately needs. And instead of quietly handling the situation, sources claim he believed there was an obvious solution. He would simply push the financial burden onto Coi Leray. Yes, the same Coi Leray he has been publicly feuding with for years. The same daughter he has clashed with on social media, dragged into interviews, and criticized in front of millions of viewers. When word of this alleged demand started leaking online, social media erupted instantly. Comment sections filled with reactions that ranged from disbelief to brutal sarcasm. One user wrote, "You spend years embarrassing your daughter and now you want her credit card?" Another comment that quickly went viral read, "Parenting does not work like a subscription service. You cannot cancel the relationship and then expect benefits later." The internet did what it always does when family drama spills into public view. People began digging up old interviews, resurfacing past arguments between Benzino and Coi, and pointing out how long their relationship has been fractured. And that tension makes the situation even more explosive. Because the way Benzino reportedly began ranting about Coi online made it sound as if she had somehow caused the entire situation. Yet the circumstances that landed him in the hospital tell a completely different story. According to Benzino, the real reason he is recovering from severe injuries is because of a confrontation involving Althea Hart and her friend Diamond that turned physical and chaotic in seconds. He claims the two women arrived at his home during a dispute involving custody of his son, Zeno.
They brought Zeno back, took him from because she wasn't supposed to have him in the first.
And what followed quickly spiraled into a dangerous scene. For anyone who has been watching this drama unfold, the conflict between Benzino and Althea Hart has been boiling for a long time. Their disputes over parenting, custody, and public accusations have been circulating online for months. According to Benzino's version of events, Althea and Diamond showed up outside his home just as their son was getting off the school bus. He claims that during the confrontation, they grabbed the child and pushed him into Diamond's car.
But he wants to keep him away from his mother.
Benzino says he rushed toward the vehicle trying to pull his son back out, and that was when the situation allegedly turned violent. He claims the car moved while he was still in the struggle, leaving him struck and injured during the chaos. But Althea Hart tells a completely different story. According to her, the confrontation had nothing to do with aggression and everything to do with concern. She claims she had not seen her son for months and came to the house simply to check on his well-being. In her own words, she described the moment as a desperate mother trying to make sure her child was safe. She insisted that Benzino had been preventing her from seeing their son and that she only wanted confirmation that the boy was okay. According to Althea, the situation has been twisted into something dramatic when, in her view, it was about a mother fighting to see her child. That conflicting narrative has left the internet divided. Some people believe Benzino's story of a chaotic confrontation that spiraled out of control. Others believe Althea's claim that the situation has been exaggerated to make her look like the villain. And as if that tension was not already enough, old scandals between them have started resurfacing again. Only weeks ago, Althea shocked social media when she made explosive claims about Benzino's private life, alleging that he had been involved in a secret relationship with singer Bobby Valentino.
First of all, she's not in her right mind and she has to say something.
Those accusations alone triggered a storm of reactions online, with people debating whether the claims were revenge, truth, or simply another layer in a very messy public feud. Interestingly, during that earlier controversy, fans noticed something that added another twist to the family drama. Coi Leray appeared to subtly show support toward Althea during the backlash against her father. That moment alone convinced many people that the relationship between Coi and Benzino had already reached a breaking point long before this hospital incident ever happened. The distance between them was not new. It had been building for years through public arguments, interviews, and social media exchanges that exposed just how fractured their relationship had become. Now the situation has reached an entirely different level. Benzino is recovering in a hospital bed, dealing with injuries that may require multiple complex surgeries. The internet is debating whose version of events is actually true. And at the center of the chaos sits a father and daughter relationship that appears more damaged than ever. Because when Benzino allegedly demanded financial help and Coi Leray reportedly laughed and refused, it revealed something deeper than money. It exposed years of resentment, public humiliation, and emotional distance that cannot be repaired with a single phone call. And if the reactions online are any indication, this story is far from over. The moment that statement hit the internet, the entire conversation shifted. What was supposed to sound like a calm explanation suddenly raised a much bigger question in everyone's mind. People everywhere began asking the same thing at the same time. If the situation was truly serious, then why had the surgery not happened yet? His public explanation sounded simple enough. He claimed he chose to delay the procedure for personal reasons. But almost instantly, whispers from inside the industry began telling a completely different story. According to someone close to the situation, those so-called personal reasons might actually be a carefully crafted cover story hiding a far more embarrassing truth. Because insiders are now claiming something that completely flips the narrative. They are saying the real issue is money. Not just a little financial pressure, but the kind of financial struggle that people rarely expect from someone who once lived inside the spotlight. According to that source, Benzino might be dealing with a situation far worse than fans realize. The claim is that he cannot even afford health insurance right now. And that single detail alone sent social media into absolute chaos. Because everyone understands one brutal reality. Surgery in America is not cheap. Without insurance, the bill does not come in thousands. It can climb into terrifying numbers that destroy people financially overnight. And if the rumors are true, that leaves Benzino in a position that nobody expected. A man who once presented himself as powerful inside the entertainment world might now be facing a medical bill he cannot handle. That is where the story takes an even more shocking turn. Because insiders say he already has a solution in mind. A plan that many people online are calling unbelievable. The claim is that Benzino expects his own daughter, Coi Leray, to pay for the entire surgery. Yes. The same daughter whose relationship with him has been publicly strained for years. The moment that detail surfaced, the internet exploded with reactions. People were asking the same uncomfortable question. How does someone demand financial help from a daughter he barely gets along with? But according to the insider, Benzino did not approach the situation with humility or regret. He reportedly approached it with full entitlement. The claim is that he did not politely ask for help. He demanded it, as if her success automatically meant that her money belonged to him. As if being her father meant she had no choice but to cover the bill.
And what I called you for, I called you for some money. I made you.
Social media users could barely believe what they were hearing. Comment sections filled instantly with disbelief. One viral comment read, "You cannot disappear during someone's childhood and then suddenly send them the hospital bill." Another user wrote, "Respect is earned. Being a parent does not give you lifetime access to someone else's bank account." The reactions kept pouring in, and almost all of them carried the same tone. Shock mixed with frustration. But what happened next made the entire situation even more dramatic. Because Coi Leray reportedly did not respond the way Benzino expected. According to another insider, when he confronted her about paying for the surgery, her reaction was immediate and brutally honest. Instead of sympathy, she laughed. Not a polite laugh. Not a nervous laugh. A laugh that made it clear she had absolutely no intention of paying for anything. That response reportedly sent Benzino into a full emotional spiral. Sources say he immediately brought up something he believed proved his point. He reminded her that she had recently admitted to spending nearly $100,000 on a gift for her former boyfriend.
Spent real money on other men in your past before?
No.
To him, that became the ultimate argument. If she could spend that kind of money on someone she dated, then why could she not spend it on the man who raised her? But the internet was not convinced. Because people watching the situation unfold pointed out something painfully obvious. A gift given out of love is very different from money demanded out of entitlement. And in the eyes of many fans, the history between Benzino and Coi Leray simply does not support the kind of relationship where she would feel obligated to step in financially.